Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Kick-Off Discussion podcast. Well, Bukayo Saka returned into the team with a goal just 7 minutes into his return from injury. Tonight, it's a positive one. I'm delighted that he came back into the team and he scored. So this game we won 2-1 against Fulham, which I think was a brilliant game, but we let it slip a little bit in the second half, maybe due to one or two loss of concentration, which I think it happens in games, but sometimes we just need to be more careful because we may. I think this game might have ended 2-2. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm just glad that we got all the 3 points, and we look forward to the next game. So for me personally, I think this game, as I said earlier, the positive was that Bukayo Saka returned into this team. This shows how special and how great this guy is. This guy is just a special. He is a special kid, to be honest, because we missed his qualities. Do you understand? Coming back into this team, you understand what we've missed through his absence. Do you understand what I'm saying? What we've missed enormously through his absence, and coming back into this team now, getting a goal on his return, and again, if you look at his qualities that we missed. Good delivery into the box. Do you understand? We nearly got a goal from his delivery into the box as well. So for me personally, I think this guy is going to play a huge part into this last 8 games that we have left in this season. So for me, I think this guy is, I don't know what else I could say about Bukayo Saka, which, do you understand, that can express how delighted I am with his return. When he wanted to came on, people went wild for him. Do you understand? They went wild, and for me personally, I was also happy as well that he came back into the team. Now, let's look at what made the difference for Arsenal in this game. For me, I think tactically Arsenal were brilliant in this game. Do you understand? Most especially when we were brilliant out from the back, and the impact that David Raya, the impact that David Raya gave us in this game was enormous in terms of build up. Do you understand? When we are building up, he steps into in between Gabriel and William Saliba to form that 3-man defense for us, and that give us that balance and that control, most especially when we are building out from the back, and we break Fulham's high press easily every time we do that. So I think that's a good sign, and it is a positive one for Arsenal. And again, a bad news for Arsenal. Gabriel was out injured. I just hope it's nothing serious. Do you understand? I just hope it's nothing serious, because this guy has been huge for us this season so far, and losing him at this crucial stage of the season is not helpful. So for me, I think this season is gone already, because the amount of injury that we've had this season, I think it says a lot about the position we are in the league this season as well, and how far we fell in the title race. So for me, it is a bad news. It is a bad news. What I'm just expecting and what I'm hoping for is just to hear something positive, so that maybe it will be out maybe for a week or two. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because this guy is huge for us, and it's really it will not help us if he's out for the rest of the season, or he's out for a longer period of time, which I think it will be devastating for us, because we've also lost Ricardo Calafiori in the international break, which I think was really bad. So this season, I think it has really been a bad one for us injury wise, because almost every important player in this team has have 1 or 2 injuries to deal with this week. I think it doesn't help us in terms of our fight for the title. So for me, I think this season is out already, because now Gabriel is also out injured. So yeah, I don't know. Whatever anybody says, I'm not even going to listen or say that we have a bad season, because if we have that amount of injuries and we are still where we are in the leagues, that speaks a lot, and that speaks volumes about the manager and the rest of the league, because they stepped up and they did what they had to do to make sure that we are in that position. So for me, I think we did well. Do you understand? We did well despite the amount of injuries that we accumulated this season, and that will really tell. It gives. I think it's put us in a bad position. Now, and again, Thomas Partey, I think this season his contract is going to expire at the end of the season. So for me personally, I think the kind of impact that he had this season. I think, what we have as a complaint about him was his injuries, consistent injury, I think, throughout last season. But this time around, he has been solid throughout this season so far. He has been solid, and the way they manage his injury this season, I'm impressed. So for me, I think they should just try as much as possible to give him at least 1 more year contract, because his experience and the stability that he brings to this team, I think we still need it. We still need it, and the qualities that he has, we still need it in this team. So that when if we make a mistake to let him go, it might be devastating. Do you understand? It might be devastating for us. But for me personally, I think the team should just try as much as well to give him 1 more year contract, because his performance in this game tonight was solid. Do you understand? He did what he had to do. His passes, his interceptions, understand, in interception in the game was brilliant. It was solid throughout the game. It's brilliant. So for me, I think Thomas, like, if I'm to rate his performance today, I think I will give him an 8. Do you understand? He was solid. Do you understand what I'm saying? Solid in this game. And again, there are a couple of opportunities that we had in the first time before the goal, which came for Itanu Nwaneri. Brilliant ball into the box by Martinelli, and he took it once, but that ball went straight into the goalkeeper, and Nene saved, which I think was brilliant. And in the 38th minute, Mikel Merino gave us that goal that we've been expecting. It was deflected into the ball, into the net, and this, Merino has really been impressive, stepping up into that striking role for us. After we lost Gabriel and Kai Havertz to injury. So for me, I think he has done well. Do you understand? So far this is, he has done well, and he has scored good goals for us. And in the second half, overall, I would say Martinelli was brilliant throughout this game. He was brilliant, and that shows, coming back from this international break, it shows his qualities, what we've been missing as well, because he also went out injured, and he has not really been himself. But this game, I think he proved himself again, and he was brilliant. He was solid, and he could have capped this performance with a brilliant goal. He scored a goal which was ruled out for offside, and he also had a free header which I think he should have picked far corner instead of going to the near post. But for me personally, I think his performance today was brilliant, and it was outstanding in my opinion. And again, the team also had a beautiful opportunity, when we had he made that beautiful run into the box, and Martin Odegaard didn't delay that. Do you understand? He put that ball for him, and Len also saved as well. It was brilliant. He was solid, and he was later substituted, which I think was a precautionary measure, because in the first half, it was hit by a follow through from Raul Jimenez, which I think I was scared. Do you understand? I was scared that maybe he's also had injured. But luckily for us, he played almost 80 minutes in that game, which I think was brilliant by him. So I think I'm hopeful that his withdrawal was just a precautionary measure, not to sustain a serious injury. And again, Bukayo Saka, as I said earlier, he came on into this game, and he got a goal 7 minutes into his return from injury. So I think we've missed this guy a lot. Do you understand? As I said earlier, we've missed him a lot, and this tonight showed how the qualities that we've missed from Bukayo Saka. So I think he's coming back into this team at this point in time will be helpful going into the Champions League crunch game we have against Real Madrid. And again, Martinelli as well assisted that goal, which I think was brilliant. So for me overall, I think this team today was great, but that goal we considered, I think it was due to loss of concentration. In my own opinion, it was due to loss of concentration, and I think we should have done well to keep that clean sheet, most especially in that crucial moment of the game. But overall, it wasn't a bad game. It wasn't a bad game. So all in all, I think losing Gabriel at this stage of the season I think it will be devastating. Do you understand? As I said earlier, because This guy is so helpful, and he has been solid with his partnership with William Saliba. So going into the Champions League against Real Madrid, I think it's going to be a tough one. Given the fact that we also lost Ricardo Calafiori, and we only have Jacob Kivior who could slot into that central defense role. Well, he didn't perform badly tonight, but he looked a little bit rusty, if I may say that. He looked a little bit rusty, which I think maybe with time he will catch up. So I think overall I'm positive going into that game against Real Madrid. So overall, this is a brilliant game. These are the things that I observed from the game. If you are just coming across this way for the very first time, please do it, like and subscribe. If you are here, if you are already, please click the smile like button and drop your thoughts in your sense. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in another episode. And bye for now.